Hello YouTube, this is Intuitive Retta. How are you today? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. If you would like your own personal reading, contact me at intuitiveretta@gmail.com. Make sure you comment below so we can have a discussion. I do see everybody's comments. Sometimes, most of the time I try to respond to comments. If I don't have time to respond, I usually do a heart on the comments. So, I do pay attention to the comments. So, remember I talked about this month, right? There's a lot going on. And if you look back at my Joe Biden August reading, I explained things. I explained that they were going to bombard us with propaganda and distractions, and they were going to put things, out there for public consumption and opinion. And basically the media wars. And they were going to distract us to the point where we don't really know what's going on. So like I said, this month is the Hierophant, right? Which is law and order, authoritarianism, religious leaders, so forth. They're up here, we're down here. And if you ever look at the card, it shows two people submitting to the religious leader. That's what the card looks like, right? So then you got justice. So people think justice is blind. But is justice blind, right? We would like to think justice is blind. We would like to think the rule of law pertains to everybody on an equal measure, but does it really? Right? Or does it equal to public opinion? So then we got judgment. Judgment is public opinion. So, and the public opinion determines the justice, right? So look what we're dealing with, right? So what's garnered a whole bunch of, remember I said there's a lot of things going to be in the news. We have Anne H. that they said that they're probably going to pull her plug today, and they don't think she's going to make it. I loved Anne H. I remember her from back in another world, way back in the days. And she was a wonderful actress. But she had some things. I remember she said her father sexually, abused her and assaulted her a lot. You can tell she had a little ticky boom. I wish she would have got help. I think the blackball, not only her abuse in Hollywood and when she was young and stuff, her losing, because right when she met Ellen DeGeneres and she started dating her is when Anne was about to hit that. From B actress, she was going into that A atmosphere, the A actress atmosphere, and that, so we have her in the news, then we have the nurse in the news, right? And the nurse is in the news. I looked at the video, because at first, I'm thinking, okay, I've been a nurse, I've worked, sometimes get stuck at facilities, because if any of you ever work in, there's places that don't have a mandatory overtime. There's places that you get stuck. And if you're a nurse in a lot of places, you can't leave until there's a safe amount of staff on the floor and there's someone to take your keys, right? So you can't leave a facility. I've been stuck, which is against the law. I've been stuck in the facility for over 24 hours before during a winter storm. So I was just like, what is going on? And she went like 90 and she killed 6 people and the car blew up. And I was like, well, was she tired? Did she fall asleep? Was she doing all these doubles and fell asleep? Because she was a traveler nurse too. And they're not saying that. And she didn't have any drugs or alcohol in her system. And I'm just like, well, what the hell happened? And they're not really, they're just saying she has mental issues. Was she trying to commit suicide? I mean, as a nurse, there's other ways to commit suicide than taking your car and going full steam ahead at 90 miles per hour. So I'm trying to understand that. Then we have the big thing, Trump. Trump's Mar-a-Lago home got raided. And they want to change the word from raid. If you're from the hood, anytime a police comes and kicks in your door with the search warrant, we say it's a raid. So they're trying to clean it up. They're just trying to call it, some of the mainstream media is just saying it's a search. No, it's a raid. And they're trying to say, hey, now they're trying to say there was nuclear documents in there. Mind you, he's been out of office for what? Going on 2 years? He's been out of office, and or going, what, 3 years he's been out of office? So now was the time to raid the place for the National Archives, which is like the librarian, which is crazy. So why are they putting that in the news, right? Why are they focusing? All the channels are talking about it. It's a distraction. What are they really up to? Also, at the same time, he had a case with Letitia, the AG here in New York. Letitia, I don't even know what her last name is. I can't remember. I don't know if it's Jackson or something. And he pled the fifth. All right. So we have that. And at the same time, they're putting these things. What else is in that bill that they're trying to get approved right now, right? We know they're trying to hire, in the bill, to hire 87,000 more IRS agents. And if you look at the IRS agent, they wanted them to be armed and be okay with using deadly force. First of all, people need to realize the IRS is not the federal government, and the Federal Reserve is not the federal government, right? They're not the federal government. The IRS is the collection agency for the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve is just a collection of banks. Has nothing to do with the federal government, right? Because if you remember, way before we had these Federal Reserve notes, if you ever watch, I think it's The Creature from Jekyll Island. I think that's the book's name. It's Congress was in charge of our money, creating it. It was backed by gold and silver, so forth, and they gave up that control to the Federal Reserves. And now we have notes, promissory notes, instead of before. You know, they used to have, if you had $1 in your hand, for every dollar, there had to be $1 worth of gold and silver in Fort Knox to cover that dollar you had in your hand. Now, they're doing whatever they want. So we have that 87,000 more agents. Why the heck do they need 87 armed agents, right? There's not even 87,000 freaking, how many like really billionaires do we have in this country, right? So they're going after us. I've been audited before. I remember I've been audited before, and they're not nice when they're auditing. You have to send them all types of crap. They give you a certain amount of time to do it. They charge you every day that they're waiting for this information, and you have to give a lot of your security and all that over to them, like a lot of your information over to them. So what else is going on? So why this big distraction with the Trump? So I know I've been rattling on, but it's just like, so what else was in the news? So we have that going on in the news. What else was going on in the news? We had how Trump, all the people that he has, rallied behind, basically have won. He's, out of the people that tried to impeach him, only what, 3 of them are left, and we have 2. Liz and Lisa, I think her name Lisa Murdoch in Alaska, and Liz Cheney. So I know I rattled on for 10 minutes. I didn't need to. So what does this whole Trump raid / IG thing have to do with the Hierophant energy this month and law and order and all this and public opinion? It's to give anxiety. So this is to give, what does the whole thing with Trump in this is to give people anxiety, to give him anxiety, to give his supporters anxiety, to kind of give everybody anxiety. That was the main purpose, is to kind of scare and give people anxiety, right? And to also, you know, it was like a give and take type of thing. So what caused this whole anxiety, this whole thing with Trump, what they did with the raid and this and that, it was like an agreement between both sides. So yes, I always call, there's some rhinos, the Uniparty, and then this was like a give and take. This is like, okay, you give me this, I give you that. In regards to the higher ups, it was like something that they negotiated, you know, and this was someone's master plan. This is a lawyer. I'm thinking this might have even been Ray and what's the other white guy from the DOJ? Garrick? What's his name? Gorick? So, yeah. So this was their plan. They made, I think that the FBI and the DOJ are going hand in hand. I think they were, you know, you give me this, I give you that. It was a master plan. And it's to give Trump and his allies and his supporters anxiety, stress them out. For the last year, they've been trying to do everything. So this is the Two of Wands, two groups. The Uniparty came together and was trying to exert their will for the last, especially for the last year. Could be last 2 years. They're really trying to exert their will for the last 2 years. They've been working together, right? And there's the Queen of Wands again. That bitch. She's always there. So, the head of the people that were behind this is the King of Swords. So, it's someone that's authoritarian, is like a lawyer or the head of the intelligence agency, right? So, who out of Ray and the other, what is the other guy's name? The DOJ head. I can't think. Out of them, I wonder who's in charge of who. I might have to look into that. There's another lady that's a higher up in law or intelligence. And then this Lady of Wands. She's been around forever, right? They all came together. They all came together. To them, this is a good thing. To them, this is business as usual. To them, they're making a lot of money from this whole Trump thing. You know, it's good business, right? They're going for this full steam ahead. Damn the consequences. Damn the consequences. Full steam. They're stubborn. They got the Trump derangement syndrome. They're going full steam ahead. Damn the consequences. Who cares if they blow everything up? You know, before, why they're doing it. Who cares if they collapse the whole system and everybody loses? They don't care. It's damn the consequences, right? To them, this is the competition. This is war. So this is from the two sides. It's war. It's war. Maybe you call them white hats and black hats. This is war. This is a competition. But if you realize, or it could be even Democrat and Republican, you can realize, yeah, it's a competition. It's kind of like a fight. But do they look tired? Do they look like it's a fierce fight? Do they look like they're in it together? They're just doing a little tumble, right? This whole thing is to end, and we know this, is to end Trump. To end his MAGA party, the American First Party, the Trumpers. This whole thing is to end them. To end them. But they don't realize with death, with the end, what will come up in rise of it. So if they try to end Trump, right? What do they think is going to come after Trump? It's just not going to go away. You know, because with death, with the end of something else emerges, right? Stronger. So, all right. What does the public feel about this whole Trump raid? And what Okay, first I want to see Christopher Wray and the DOJ guy. So the DOJ guy, Christopher Wray. Whose plan was this? Here's the DOJ guy. Here's Christopher Wray. Everybody's going to focus on the DOJ guy, but this was a plan from Christopher Wray, from the intelligence community. So even though we think that the DOJ, no, the intelligence community has the DOJ. They're just going to shine the spotlight on the DOJ. What's his, Merrick Garland? Is that his name? That's what it's just going to be. He's going to be more in the spotlight. People are going to like kind of look at him more, and he might even agree. But the master plan is the intelligence agency, Ray, and the people up with him. All right. What do the people think in regard? And I wanted to talk about, I'm worried. Everybody wants to know. I'll do my reading on the midterms probably the end of next month. I'm worried because midterms come in the Hierophant and the Moon month, which isn't good. It's about isolation, mental illness, things being hidden, things done in secret. So it's going to be a weird time come November for the midterms. All right. So let's see. What does the public opinion think of the DOJ? They want it to, the public opinion is done. They want him gone. They want the head of the DOJ gone. The American people want the end of the DOJ. They want the end of the head of the DOJ, right? What does the American people think of the FBI? Public opinion is bad. Public opinion is bad. Public opinion is bad. They're feeling the public opinion, and they're also concerned about where it's bad. They want to end the DOJ. They want him gone. The public opinion, and they're also worried about the public opinion. The public's also worrying about where are they getting their money, right? And because, why do I think, even though it's not an eagle, this and that, they're under scrutiny. They're under scrutiny. And people are really wanting to see the foundation of the FBI. Public opinion wants to see what's going on, where their money comes from, how much money they're getting, the foundation of the FBI. What do they think of the Trump raid? They think people work together. They think it was a partnership, that people bounded together to do it. They think that people work together to do this. To do this. They think that the Uniparty, that the people, the intelligence agency, the government, the Uniparty, and them all worked. They all worked together to get him out, or to get him out, to get Trump out, to get him to walk away. So this was the I'm going back up here to the FBI. They want to see a lot of where the money came from. They want to see a lot of the foundation of the company. They also want to put Director Ray under scrutiny and see what deals that he has. Remember I said it was like a, you give me this, I give you that. It was kind of like a tit for tat between the DOJ and the intelligence agency. They're seeing this. The Queen of Wands. Who is really up there? And is the Queen of Wands? Who is really up? Remember I said we don't really know her, but she's powerful, right? And who in the intelligence agency is really, really up there, but we don't really know her, and she's extremely powerful. They're going to see a loss. They're going to see a loss of maybe even employees, of money, and they have caused the American people anxiety. Where else am I at? Are the DOJ and the FBI going to get away with this raid that they did on Trump? Are they going to get away with it? Like how they got away with the Russian collusion. So let's see, the DOJ. They're still going to go full steam ahead to the end. They're going full steam ahead to the end. Ray, the intelligence operator, they will lie, cheat, and steal for their success. They will lie, cheat, and steal for their success. And the DOJ will go full steam ahead, damn the consequences, even if it's the end of them. That's kind of scary that the FBI will lie, cheat, and steal to get what they want. Alright, how's Trump doing? How is Trump doing? Even though Trump is showing us things, Melania wants him to really walk away. I think I even heard that in the news too. Melania wants him to kind of walk away from this. He's kind of unnerved about what's going on in the law enforcement. He's emotionally like, this kind of knocked him off, like even though he knew that things were bad, he didn't realize how bad that it was. So it kind of knocked him for a loop. He's kind of like emotionally, like maybe even down. He's realizing, and Melania, even though she was always behind him, she's just like, come on, babe, let's just walk away. Remember I said he hasn't, but he didn't realize. He didn't realize how corrupt, how occult, how it really was. He realizes it now. He realized some before. He's lost we need to, if you're a Trump supporter, we need to kind of rally behind him. Because they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop at all. They were cheering around his, remember they even said it, they were celebrating, the people in the White House and stuff like that, the people in, they were celebrating this. They were celebrating his raid at his house. This is still to give confusion. Whoops. Sorry about that. It's my other table. This is still to get confusion. Anybody else has some other questions, let me know. Is there anything else that anybody wanted to know? This was just for, like I said, what they're doing, what they're showing in the news, what the news is focusing on, this is all to distract us, to confuse us, to overwhelm us, to sway public opinion, stuff like that. That's what's going on. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.